So with the continued excitement about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Shiba Inu, and all these coins that are available now, I started to think to myself, well, if I was an unscrupulous individual on YouTube, how would I get you to invest in a service that would line my pocket and deliver you very, very little? What would be my pitch? What would I say? What would be the common themes or tricks that I would try to use to get you to part with your money? Because there's lots of them out there right now, and there's lots of them that have been out there that seem to be replicated, and there is somewhat of a theme with the messaging, with the positioning. But with that being said, this is what I would do for my crypto scam. So the first thing I would have to do in order to get this ball on the road is to get your buy-in. And one of the first things I would do is to attack very subtly but very directly your pain points. For example, I would say, are you tired of your 9 to 5? Do you detest your boss? Do you want to give the middle finger to your boss and do your own thing, knowing that you'll still be able to provide for your family, live the life that you want? Presumably, the answer to all of those questions will be yes. So if you answered yes to any of those questions, then fantastic. The first barrier is overcome. You're in agreement with me. You're keen to hear a little bit more. I will then go on to talk about what the wealthy people do, because guess what? Everybody wants to be wealthy. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, a billionaire. After all, millionaires and billionaires don't work 9 to 5. They don't trade their time for money. They put their money to work in order for that money to generate income that will facilitate the life that they want. The cars, the watches, the fashion, the travel, all the luxury stuff that we've seen on social media. I would heavily focus on this. Show you numbers, show you pictures, show you lifestyles, things, aspirations, things that you perhaps actually want for yourself. After we built up this picture, I will then ask you a very direct question. If I could show you how to invest money to give you a passive income, would you be interested in investing in it? Now, the answer to that presumably will be yes, which means this first phase has been successful. You're hooked. You're wanting to hear more. So what's the next step? Well, step number 2 is all about brewing some discontentment with what we currently have in our financial system. I would talk about the financial services industry, the regulators, the bankers, these bad sons of bees that crashed the economy back in 2007, 2008, all the whilst lining their own pockets, leaving the everyday man to hold the can. I would highlight the fact that you've got money in the bank and you are not doing anything with it. You're getting very little interest, but even worse, your money's being eroded by inflation. Yes, your purchasing power is disappearing. Who wants to lose money, right? Nobody likes to lose money. So why have it in your bank account? Surely there is a better way. So it's time for you to take control of your financial future by not being passive anymore. And guess what? This is the best part. You don't have to do a thing. Interested? Well, if you're still here, fantastic, because now we can move on to the next phase. And this is all about what we're going to do to generate a passive income, how we're going to get your money working harder for you so you don't have to trade your time for money. And it's at this juncture that I may start to introduce results. I'll start to talk about Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency markets, what they've returned over time, and I will conveniently skirt over some of the important information about the risk factors of this. No, risk factors don't need to come into this particular conversation, because guess what? That's a red flag. We don't want you thinking about the downsides. We want you to be thinking about the upsides, and the upsides only. So I will start talking about how much money you could have made if you'd invested in Bitcoin at the beginning of this year. What that potential return could have been. What that potential return could have meant for you. That monetary amount. A lot of this stuff is going around social media right now. This will sound familiar to many of you. The tactics being employed here are psychological. They are using what they know to be true. Of course, people detest their 9 to 5. Some people don't like their boss. Some people who are going to a 9 to 5 job wish that they could escape that job. There's a huge proportion of people in that boat. We are wired now. We are influenced now to all want to pursue our dreams. But oftentimes money is the preventing asset that we don't have that will enable us to take that leap of faith. If I were to be a scam artist, I'll be pulling on all of these strings, leveraging what you're seeing on social media right now. I mean, millionaires, billionaires, do you really think they don't do any work? Elon Musk. Is he third richest person in the world right now, or second? He works. He works more than a 9 to 5. Yes, there is an argument around using money to ensure that you're investing. You're not trading time for money, money giving you back your time. Yes, there is a massive argument to say that, yes, that is absolutely true. In fact, it's one of the fundamental things that we also have a look at in financial services. However, when you are young, you have the earning potential to acquire cash to put into passive investments that can give you an income later on in life, or immediately if you want it. But the biggest asset that you have, everybody has, is time. You start investing, start looking at your finances early. You've got better chances of having a brighter future than many people who start at much, much later. These are fundamental things. But if I was a scam artist, I would be leveraging this heavily, because I know this is a sentiment that many people hold. See this on social media. You look at Instagram posts, you look at all of these stories, people on beautiful holidays, wearing nice things, driving nice cars, buying expensive watches and luxury jewelry. I'm pulling on every single instance when you saw images where you thought subconsciously, how is that person doing that? And what am I doing wrong? I, as a scam artist, would be leveraging that. And if you are being approached to invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or anything like that, you need to be mindful of this, because it is psychological warfare out here. I'm going to put on all the things that I know you're going to be unhappy with. The financial system, bankers, the inequality in our society. This notion that actually, you know what? We should all be wealthy. We should all have access to the investment markets. All absolutely true. But if you've been thinking about it, I'm leveraging on that. I'm pulling on that string to get you to be convinced to invest with me in whatever it is that I want to offer to you. So guys, please be careful. I thought this would be an interesting experiment on the channel, just to see what the thoughts are. I'm sure many of you will be familiar with this kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments below, because this is rife right now and we need to be careful. We need to be diligent. We need to keep our wits about us, because sometimes some of these schemes, some of these options are illegitimate, to say the least. Don't offer you any protections whatsoever. And because it's an unregulated environment, means that if they disappear, say goodbye to your money. You might as well just burn your cash, burn it. So be careful, be vigilant, know what to watch out for. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But guys, see you Friday.